Man, I just ate a clock and let me tell you, it was time consuming. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today, we're going to talk about the huge new update that CG announced. It's crazy. There's also a really cool Datamine that hints at things to come. So, let's talk about it. First, let's say thanks to my patrons, because you guys are the ones that keep the lights on. Thank you guys so much for your support, guys. I really couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much for your support, guys. It means the world to me. It really does. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount that algorithm, shall we? The focused Datacrons have mounted the algorithm. Why haven't you? Don't answer that. I don't want to hear. Let's get to it, shall we, folks? So there's new focused Datacrons. They're fancy new Datacrons that are sold in episode shipments, folks. I mean, you can go and read the post on the CG forums if you feel like it. I'm just going to kind of summarize what's going on. They're going to cost, initially at least, I'm sure all of this is up in the air, rebalancing, all of that stuff is forthcoming eventually, but for now they cost 10,000 currency, which is more than all of the Omicrons in a given week that they give you, and that's basically it. I mean, right now, if you're free to play, if you don't want to spend anything on the new era currency or whatever it's called, the episode currency, you can get all of the Omicrons that they offer, which is the best deal by a huge margin. And then maybe you have a little extra to buy some like bronziums or something, you know, some of the mod upgrade stuff, but you don't probably have 10,000 just laying around, and so you're gonna need about 40,000 more. And so really what it comes down to, it looks like this is a feature that is designed for people who want to spend some money on the game. Now, the monthly pass, trust me on this, I'm not pressuring anyone to spend money on this. However, it does look like that's what it's going to be. Either you don't buy the Omicrons, which I can't fathom a world where you don't purchase those, because those are going to be really strong for your account long term, or you've got to buy the monthly pass, or CG will give us access to more monthly stuff, right? So I don't really know. It looks cool to me that these new focus Datacrons. I'm going to be upfront with you. They kind of look like a pay-to-win feature, so to speak, if you want to call it that. I don't really love that term, but it seems like you're gonna have to spend a little bit if you want for this feature to be available to you, which I'm gonna reserve that judgment for later, I suppose, and it's up to you to feel like you are mad about it or not. It does seem a little bit more like a spender friendly feature. I mean, everything's spender friendly, but you know what I mean. So anyways, let's pretend, however, that it's accessible to everyone, which I guess technically in theory it is, but again, we'd have to go without some cool stuff. If we really scrimp and save, maybe we can get one of these every month, or you know, maybe 2 of them a month. Who knows? We'll have to see. But so it looks like right now they're going to release 4 of them per Datacron set, which is actually, I mean, every 2 months they release 4 of them. At the initial rate that they're going to release them, it does actually seem like, yeah, probably you can get a little bit of this stuff with the era currency. In fact, I mean, if it's long term, if it's 4 per month or 4 per 2 months, so just 2 per month, you probably can't get all of them, but you could probably get a couple of them. Now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, of course, then you're not going to get any of the really good deals on relic upgrade mats and all of that stuff, but or is it relic upgrade mats or mod upgrade mats? Both of them are actually decent value to some degree. But They're also going to go up to level 15 instead of level 9, which is probably, if they escalate the same way, if they increase the cost the same way the current Datacrons are, it's probably going to be a lot, guys. Like it escalates quickly going from like level 6 to level 9. I would imagine going from 9 to 12 and 12 to 15 is going to cost more. I'm sure I'll be making videos on which things are the most efficient and the most effective to be able to spend money on or spend data cache on, but it does seem like it's going to be fairly expensive to get them. And they're upfront about it, at least. Give them credit for trying to swindle us. Now, it looks interesting. I think the thing that's most interesting to me about this, guys, is that these new focus Datacrons are going to be usable on characters that aren't 7 stars. Like it says that for this first set of the highest, I will start to reread this, folks. Sorry. So for this first set, the highest focused Datacron level, has a character requirement of Gear 5. Gear 5, folks. Like a 3-star character could use that. Which, honestly, guys, this is the part that's, I don't know, it's kind of just crazy to me, actually. Like the fact that, like this might actually open up new marquees to be usable instead of like, how many of you are, I mean, I don't spend much money on this game anymore, honestly, even on my main account. And the new marquees, I have a lot of trouble feeling excited about them because they're not usable until like 6 months later, right? It takes multiple months for them to become farmable at all, and then it takes multiple months to farm them after they're farmable. And so like what, 4 to 6 months, something like that. It's tough to be like, oh cool, this new character's coming out, I can't wait to use it in half a year. Like, who cares, right? This is cool because maybe they'll be released and immediately usable if they're going to release these focus Datacrons alongside new marquees. I don't know if that's what their plan is, but it seems like the other things, the other language they're choosing to use kind of seems like maybe they will release them for new marquees. And to me, that's very interesting. Having new characters that we're immediately able to use in a significant way, like in GAC, because even if they die, sometimes Datacrons will still be like activated or useful for that team. We'll have to see, of course. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. CG doesn't seem to be promising anything either, but it's intriguing, right? To me, it's intriguing because we have this stone cold, just like very hard fact that we've embraced forever. Maybe not embraced, but we've accepted forever if we've played this game, is unless you want to spend money, new characters aren't usable, right? Like that's kind of just the certainty that we've all had to accept. And now suddenly they're saying sometimes they're usable in more than just a marquee event, right? Like maybe it's going to be worth keeping a decent stash of mods that aren't upgraded to 6E. Because characters are suddenly potentially usable at lower levels. I don't know for sure, but to me that's very intriguing, folks. And it does look, for those of you who care, I mean, I care on both of my accounts. My main account, which has way more data cache and more Datacrons, and even my alt that, you know, like I already hit capacity on the 60 million. So the fact that we're going up to 100 million, I mean, that's going to be, part of it is just going to be that we need a ton more data cache for these new focused Datacrons, but they seem pretty cool, guys. And I guess the other nice thing is you know what you're getting. Like I didn't really say that before, but you don't have to worry about like getting a weird ability that you didn't want. It's like, okay, for instance, in this example, like you can get Kanan, and Kanan gets a set ability for the level 6 that you can just rely on. Every time he's gonna get that. It's not going to be like, oh well, he choose from 7 or something. Like, hope you roll a good one. This one is just okay, Kanan gets this level 6 if you spend the right currency, which is super nice. I've always hated how they weight the different results and everything for the rolls on Datacrons, like the randomness, and that doesn't mean that other Datacrons are going to have that taken out, of course. That's still going to remain a frustration, but it will be nice to have new Datacrons that you can actually just count on. You're like, yep, I'm going to get this if I spend the currency, which, I mean, I like that. I don't like the randomness of this game sometimes. It can be really frustrating. So, anyways, let's move on to this new data mine that occurred. This is really interesting, folks. It's a new game asset it's in our game. I mean, you guys, we don't know how to access it from the game itself, but in the data mine, we got the picture of this girl, and she just looks super random. Like, why do we have this random girl here, like alien girl, obviously, and we don't know what significance she has. Maybe she's a character that we're gonna have to fight. Maybe she's gonna be like the next shop owner in the cantina, like the Jawa who like fries himself sometimes or whatever. Like, who knows? Who knows what she is going to be here? Maybe she's just character portrait. I mean, I kind of think she's going to be a new character, though, it looks like. So if you're looking for who she is, as it turns out, she does exist in Star Wars, within canon, within Star Wars, in the Clone Wars animated series. Her name is Latz Razi. She's a bounty hunter in the Clone Wars. She works with various bounty hunters in various episodes. She's not a very important character who it doesn't really matter. We don't know if she's going to be a Marquee character. Is she going to boost bounty hunters, or is she just going to be another mercenary character that, like, technically has the bounty hunter tag? Bounty hunters need a boost, guys. Bounty hunters suck so much right now, and it's so depressing because every single one of them are requirement characters to some degree, and they're all just kind of in the end game unusable for the most part. You know, here and there there's weird niche uses, but bounty hunters as a faction is really struggling. But I thought this was interesting. You know, if you look at some of the animations and stuff that they used for her, she has this cool weapon that I think that's the thing that's wrapped around her neck. That's like the weird thing, like right on her chest. That I think it just like extends and it's a grabby thing. I don't friggin' know, guys. I'm not sure, but it is interesting in the sense that Jocasta Nu does have a cool lightsaber gun. And I'm wondering if this weapon is something that they're going to do for the new era, which I think we're going to get news for, like, tomorrow. So who knows? Like, it's not probably worth speculating too deeply right now, but what if it's just like, she has a cool weapon, she'll have a cool animation, just like Jocasta Nu. Maybe that's what this new era is. It's Clone Wars era stuff and characters with cool weapons. I mean, Jocasta Nu is just such a strange first hint at a character that, I mean, that's probably the closest thing to her that this new Marquee or potential Marquee character would be. I don't really know, folks. Obviously, and speculation, as I say, is probably not worth working on too much. It's probably not worth indulging in too much because we'll find out more soon. But this seems cool to me. I don't know. I guess I don't mind this character joining the game. We have all sorts of other random characters in the game, and honestly, you know, if the game's going to live another 10 years or however long, we're gonna have to embrace a lot of random, new, weird characters. So, what are your thoughts, folks? What do you think about the new Datacron sets? What do you think about this new purple character that we may or may not get? What do you think about what's going to be in the new era? What's going to happen, folks? I would love to hear your speculation, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Take care, folks.